Welcome back to another episode of Quarterbacking Kings Talk. I'm your host, Reed, and today, since the China games, as of recording, have just ended, I'm going to take a look at the Kings prospect pool. Yes, 5 to 7 years ago, it was one of the greatest, with guys with some guys that you might have known and might be on our current roster, and there's some that we unfortunately traded away, and we deeply regret that trade now. And I'm going to show you the top prospects in the system, but with the Steve Dangle method of pyramids. Rankings are overrated, and we need to tier these guys, showing how good their ceiling could be. And with that, let's get started. So for all my drawing, I'm going to be up here in a different location than the usual location for the past couple videos. So as you see, we have a prospect tier method here. So we have tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So tier 1 is the super elites, for the player that might make an immediate impact right now in the big club. Right now, I don't see any of that happening because we are financially close to the cap roughly, but in 3 years maybe we have one prospect in Gabriel Velarde. He's out right now with a back issue, but the OHL's Memorial Cup winning Winter Spitfires top center, he has one of the highest potentials right now, and we shall run him in. So first off, tier 1, we're going to have Velarde. And then on to tier 2. Tier 2 is a tier that's not supposed to be great elite, but serviceable, but very, very, very good. Our top defensive prospect, Kale Clegg. No one's heard of him because he plays in I believe the OHL or WHL. And he surprised everyone at the World Juniors this past December in Canada. He is supposedly our best D prospect, and his stock is rising because he was a second round steal. And then in tier 2 we'll have Clegg. Then now as we approach tier 3, these are guys that are one-trick ponies, or guys that won't have the greatest upside, but they're still serviceable. They're really good. So there's a couple of them you might have seen already in the big club. Adrian Kempe, who I said in our last video is supposed to be really good this year and be more infusing into the offense. Johnny Broad from Broadway, as I call him, he is also in that category. He's one of our high scorers in Ontario, and he got a taste of NHL action during the end of the year. He's poised to make the big club, and also we have Jared Anderson Dolan, our second round pick from 2017 out of the W or OHL, and he was supposed to be a first rounder and slipped to us in the second round due to concerns. And if you remember him 2 years ago, Michael Mersch, he's an American kid. He's played with Ontario. He came up with the Kings back in the 15-16 year, and he also might be competing for spots along with Kempe and Brodzinski. Paul Ledoux, he's a defenseman that, if you've been listening to the LA Rant, SoCal listeners, you have you've known that I've been backing up this train. He's supposed to be the best right-handed shot since Voinov to come up. And that's saying something how kind of lame our farm systems be, because we lost Eric Cernak in the Ben Bishop trade and Colin Miller to the Menelan Lucic trade that's turning out to be a backfired on us, because I might do a trade change on that, and that could be something down the line. And our first goaltender prospect comes up, Cal Peterson. He's this highly touted goalie from Notre Dame. That's the one in Indiana South Bend. He was a drafted free agent by the Sabres. Did not want to sign there. Became a college free agent. Signed with us this offseason, and people think highly of him, and so do the Kings. Also, a scoring winger in Ontario, Spencer Watson, a high-scoring 7th-round pick forward from the OHL. He's kind of a one-trick pony, but he knows how to score, and scoring's great. So now let's write them in. Remember, that's Johnny Brudzinski. I forgot to add this guy into tier 3. Now on to tier 5. Tier 4 is, there's going to be a couple guys that you've heard of. Kevin McDermott, who played well against Vancouver in the first preseason game of the 2017-18 year. A fight against the Canuck, and he's just a big body defenseman, and he's really physical. And we got Alex Iafallo, and he's an undrafted free agent out of college. He's turning some heads in training camp right now. We also have Marcus Phillips, a potential 4th-round defenseman steal out of this year's draft in 2017. Justin Auger, a 6'7" forward prospect who's good at screaming for his big size. And we also on this list we have Jacob Moverari. I need some help with pronunciation. I'll look that up later. He's another skater that could impact us a couple years down the line. Yeah. Auger. Yeah, follow. Mover. McDermott. And Phillips. So I'm not including Zakhoff because he's played many games as an NHLer. was supposed to be our backup last year, but he got buried due to poor performance, and he's now in Ontario. And also, I'm not including Swedish defenseman Oscar Fantenberg because he has played overseas in Germany and in Sweden. So he's also 25 years old, and Zakov is 30 years old. And on Tier 5, we have 3 guys. Glynn, Zach Leslie, and Jack Campbell. Campbell is a goalie who was the first goalie picked in, I believe, the 20-something, either 2010 or 2011 draft by the Dallas Stars in the first round. Big deal. He was supposed to be the next coming, and he's obviously known as a recent bust, but who knows if he's going to be down the ECHL. He's dramatically dropped on the depth chart in terms of prospect pool. Zach Leslie's an older prospect. That's why he's dropped. He's playing now. He's still in Ontario. Lynn Chuemi is, I believe, a speed skater for the Ontario Rant, and let's go run him on the board in Tier 5. So let's break these guys down. That might be wrong in terms of spelling, and this one I'll probably butcher. And then Tier 6 is one of my favorite. You know what it is? Anyone else not named? Well, Tier 6 is just anyone that I don't want to write down because they don't have a greater impact on the Kings. Right now, of course not. But in the next 3 to 4 years, they might have an impact, but not as greater impacts. So let's say a Gabriel Velarde, a Paul Ledoux, Adrian Kempe, a Kale Clegg, a Johnny Broad, or Cal Pedersen. We don't know what the impact be, but we know it's going to be a lot smaller than those guys. So that's why the pyramid system by Steve Dangle Glynn is probably the most easiest thing to do, because you would just put them into tiers and not like make lists. The LA Kings blog, not the Royal Half, but Jules from the Crown, is currently working on a top 25 under 25 prospects. I'm not paid to say that, but I do like going on their site sometimes. So right now as of recording, they've gone on to number 6 with Jared Anderson Dolan. I predicted Brodzinski, Clegg, Ledoux, you see it. Those are all remaining. And leave a comment who do you believe is going to be your top 5. And it's a lot easier to do pyramids than lists, in my opinion. Thank you all for watching. Smash that like button if you want to smash. Hit that subscribe button. Tell all your friends. And you just learned some stuff about the depth chart down on the farm. See you guys later. On the next episode, I might talk about China. They did wrap up as of date of recording. I believe today's the 23rd, I believe. When I'm recording, today's the 23rd, and they got done around 2:30 in the morning, so I might have a full-on thoughts, but not 31 thoughts like for each. See you later.